Autoscopy, the experience in which a person sees their body from the outside while still awake. Studies that I read indicated that an autoscopy is a psychological disorder. It can occur as a symptom of schizophrenia and epilepsy. So essentially, you're awake, you see you outside of yourself. What do you make of that?
Saying it's like a psychological disorder seems like a really convenient way to like poo-poo it. You know what I mean? I read this book called what's it called? Awake, I think it's called, by Dr. Bruce Grayson, who was one of the like foremost leading doctors who are studying near-death experiences. And he had situations where people would, for instance, there was a woman who overdosed, and she was completely gone. She was, again, in a coma, like a lot of these people are. And he was out in the waiting room speaking with her roommate. And earlier in the day, he had spilled mustard on his tie. So he had a little mustard stain on his tie, and he was having a conversation with this roommate. So when he went back into the room at a later date, I think it may have been the same day, the woman who had overdosed was awake, and she had said that she left her body during this entire coma experience. And she said she had floated out into the waiting room, and she was able to recollect specifics of what they were saying. And he had his jacket closed at this time when he saw her, because he had a mustard stain on his tie. So he was like, I'm just going to close my lab coat, the white coats that they wear. And she pointed out, without seeing it, she said, you had a mustard stain on your tie. I saw it. And he was like, what? Like, this was one of the experiences that led him to like dedicate his career to looking at near-death experiences. So you see there's plenty of stories where people are like getting surgery or something like that, and they're on anesthesia, and they leave their body, and they're up in the corner of the room, and they're looking down. There's one situation that was interesting. I think it was from the same book, actually, where there was this surgeon. He came into the room, and he was doing his thing, and he was getting ready. This woman had already been put under anesthesia. And when she was asleep under anesthesia, she had said she left her body. And one of the things that she reported looking at and seeing was, while he was in the room getting ready for surgery, she said he was like, quote, flapping his arms like he was a chicken, like sort of like this. And the doctor who was studying the near-death experience and talking to her about it was like, what? Like, that's strange. So he went and talked to this doctor, and he asked, like, were you doing this motion at all? And he found that this doctor, one of the things that he does when he comes into the room is to keep everything sanitary. He puts his gloves on, and he doesn't touch anything. He points with his elbows to all the things that he wants his helping staff to do, whether he wants them to go and get a tool or go and do something. He was doing this and pointing with his elbows. So again, these just unexplainable things that people who are leaving their bodies see and witness. I mean, how do you make sense of that?